Welcome back, y'all. We are here. Today is the day that we are going to build our interior for this MLO. What I love about this is that we don't even have to add. This one is simple because we don't even have to add the glass. Like, it's literally already here for us, which I find really cool. The glass for this MLO is already here for the windows. Oh my god, my mouse. And it's like, it's not reflecting, obviously, but it is here. So we're gonna build the interior, and then add our textures. You want to find you some good textures that you would want to have for your MLO. I think I have some pretty cool ones in mind myself. I'm going to go grab those. Well, I'm just gonna get everything ready and I'm gonna get started. I will meet you all in Blender. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. This is the channel where we do house tours, mansion tours, business tours, MLO tutorials, script reviews. But today we are definitely focused on creating our clothing store MLO. If you're new here, please comment, like, and subscribe. Definitely subscribe if you want more of this content. I have an MLO course that's available right now that deep dives further into how to create MLOs on a more advanced level, with more detail. If you're interested in that, please don't hesitate to join the Discord, open a ticket so that you can register. All right, here we go. I will meet you all in Blender. All right, so here we are. This is our building. Last time we were here, we edited our collisions. Today we are focused on building. Let's see. If you don't want to see these circles that are around that represent the lights, you come back up here to the overlays menu and you can turn off where it says objects. Under objects it says extras. You can turn extras off and it'll make it so you can't see those lights. Okay. So we're gonna build our interior. We are going to build it to about right here, a little bit past this window, and about right here. So ultimately it'll be like here to here. All right, we are going to start as we always do with a plane. And we're gonna line it up with the door entrance because that makes sense. All right, so we're gonna start by pressing Shift and A, and we are going to add a plane. I'm gonna turn on snapping, make it so that we are snapping to the edges, and we're gonna snap to this edge right here by pressing G. Oh wait, don't do that yet. Don't snap it yet. What we need to do is rotate this building so that we can move things like we need to. What we're gonna do is basically rotate the building to where this front side of the building is parallel to the x-axis, which is the red line. So select your object, your building in object mode. We're gonna press R to rotate, and do your best to rotate it to line it, make it parallel with the x-axis. You can zoom in if you need to. Get it as straight, get it as parallel as you can. I'm gonna leave it about right there. All right, now we can go inside our building. Select our plane if we can find it. Select the plane that we just added, and we are going to snap it to this edge here by pressing G. Now it's lined up almost perfect. It's actually almost perfect. Actually, now that we can see that, I'm going to select the building again, and I'm going to rotate, press R and then Z to rotate on the Z axis, and I'm just going to move it slightly, maybe to like to get it to line up as best as possible. Rotate on the Z some more. I feel like that is not ideal. Let's just undo that. I'm gonna go on the bottom orthographic just so I can see how closely this is lined up. Is it? I mean, it's almost perfect, but I feel like it can be a little bit more perfect. Maybe like that. I just didn't like how it was overlapping, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. But if I undo that, oh, I didn't mean to undo it that far. All right. So we have the snap to the edge of the building, to the edge of the floor entrance, right? So now we're gonna go into edit mode, turn on edge select, and we are going to do some snapping. Are we? Actually, I don't think we are. Yes, we will, but because if let me select this edge. I just want to see, like, if I snap it here, I feel like it's going to be too high, but let's just see. And I think that's on the X. If I snap it, okay, there we go. That's good. It was actually lower. This edge here is actually lower than the floor entrance. I'm gonna turn off snapping for a minute just so I can move this in a little. So I'm gonna press G, and actually I'm not gonna do that. Turn that snapping back on. I'll adjust the walls at the end. Now we're gonna select actually this edge right here, and we need to snap all the way here. I guess we can do it, but is it not really an edge to, oh wait, maybe we can snap to this one. Let's see, G and X. That brought us a little bit past the window, right? Just a little bit. Okay, we'll see in the end what we need to do. And we're gonna take this edge and we are going to snap it to this edge by pressing G and Y. Okay, so you see it's a little off how it is. It's because of the way the building is made. The building doesn't have, everything isn't parallel to one another. We have some acute angles that we will have to adjust to. But this is about as far as we want to take it. Turn snapping off, and I'm just going to adjust the matter of fact, I am going to adjust the shape of this plane, but I'm going to press G and X. I'm just going to bring it out to maybe right there. G, X, like that. All right, but I'm going to go into bottom orthographic view so that we can get a better idea of what this floor looks like. And basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select this edge and I'm going to press R to rotate. And then I'm just gonna do it, rotate it to where, there, easy. And then this one, I'm going to go into vertex select mode, and we're gonna select this vertex here, and I'm gonna press G and X, just so I can, well, I don't want it to go all the way. I think it's more so this vertex that needs to move. G and X. The only thing is, and then go back into edge select mode and press this, get this edge, G and X. Only thing is that these windows, right? You want this to be as close to those windows as possible. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the line as far down as I want it to be, and I'm just going to, after I do that, see, let's go on the inside. After I do that, I am going to move those. That's good enough. I'm going to move those vertices. Okay, hello. Can I get... doing everything. Okay, I was like, it's doing everything but what I wanted to do. I'm gonna grab this vertex and I'm going to press G and X. That ain't how I want to do it. The thing is, I don't want to make... I think I'm just gonna have to cut this. G, X, because if I move it, it's moving it how in a way that I don't want it to. It's moving in a way that I don't want it to. It's okay. We're just gonna have to add a loop cut. Press G and Y to move this here. And then get this one, G and Y, not Y, X. See if we can get this even. GX. What's up with this front? Okay, this is the front entrance. Okay. What we need to do is I'm gonna add 2 loop cuts basically. I'm just gonna press Control R. All right, undo that. Control Z. Control R again, and I'm gonna scroll wheel once. I'm gonna scroll wheel up once to create 2 loop cuts, and I'm gonna place them. And we'll just drop them where they are. And I'm gonna take go back to the vertex select. I'm gonna take this one, go into bottom orthographic. I just need, actually I'll take this one too, and then we'll do G and X so that we can get closer to that window. And now, as if we go inside, we should actually, we need to be a little bit closer, a lot closer. Let's grab that vertex and this vertex, and we are going to press G and X to move a little closer. All right, now we still, I think we need to shift these 2 that are on the outside. Maybe can shift them a little, because when the walls go up, we don't want them to clip. So just shift them slightly. Like right here, it looks like the stuff is gonna clip through, but at the same time, we in here. When I'm in here, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it's gonna clip. All right, we'll leave it where it is. If we need to make some adjustments, we will. And the last thing, for the edge select mode, you can bring this wall back some if you want. All right. Okay, so now we are going to select all of the edges on the exterior. All I did was hover over this edge that was already selected. It needs to be selected before you, like, if you try to just click on the edge and all at the same time, it won't do anything. So you gotta click it after it's selected, and then you get all the edges. And we are going to turn on snapping. We're gonna snap to like right here to the bottom of this by pressing G, not G, we're gonna press E to extrude and Z to extrude along the Z axis. So now we have an actual room. And we need to open up the doorway. We're basically gonna snap. We're gonna press Control R. We have snapping turned on, and we're gonna snap to the edge here. And same thing again, Control R, snap to that edge. And we're not gonna delete it yet because we want to add our it's okay, it doesn't matter if we delete it now or later. We can go on and create the window opening also. Reason why I haven't put the roof on, so that I can see things clearly. I can see clearly now. Let us go on and add the roof. So I'm gonna click one of the edges on the top, and I'm gonna hold Alt, click again, and it should select all of the edges. If you hide the building, you should be able to see that it selected all the edges, and then you press F to fill. And you can turn on face select, and you can delete this face. X, delete the face, and you unhide your building. Now you have an entrance. We will adjust this front accordingly. It's probably we will probably just create a frame that goes out. That way we won't have to, because we need to delete this face too. I just realized that. Because the reason why we are creating a frame is so that we don't have, the room isn't here. This right here on the front side is for the mannequins. Remember, the mannequins are here, so the floor won't be here. But what I do want to do is make it so that I don't know. Is it that? Maybe? That's not it. I'm gonna see G and X. Whatever reason, it won't give me what I want. Control Z, Control R. Let's try this again. We are snapping. Is it giving me? No, it's not giving me what I want. Like, come on. G and X. There we go. Jeez. Okay, so basically what I was trying to do was line up this wall, this loop cut to the window, so that I can remove this face. I need to make a loop cut on the top part too. I didn't realize I deleted this face right here. The door doesn't go all the way up, so I have to put that back. And so I need to cut this loop cut. When I cut this loop cut, it'll put it where I need it to be. So let's do that. Control R. I'm gonna put that here, and we're gonna line it up with this. And I also need, I can go on and put it here too, because I was trying to remove that whole portion. Control R, and then there. That should have put it. I did not put it where I needed it to be, but what I'm gonna do is press G and X, and now it is where I need it to be, I think. So I'm going to face select mode. I'm gonna delete this. Wait, am I? Yeah, I'm gonna delete that. So interesting how the window is like, the floor is lined up with the window. Yeah. Alright, and then what I need to do is go into edge select mode, select this edge and that edge, and press F to fill it back in, because I didn't need to remove that. I'm gonna remove that by accident. And I also wanted to move this side of the wall, like these faces here. I wanted to move forward without, so I should have did it all, and these, messing up like with the door. So basically I'm going to extrude these faces forward. I'm gonna have to do some editing. If I'm moving fast and y'all probably don't know what I'm doing, some of you don't know how I'm getting to where I am, please, I encourage you to go back to the very first tutorial series for MLOs. I go a lot slower there. It's just really hard for me to go slow every single time I do this series. So we're gonna press E to extrude, Control Z that, turn off snapping, E, and then we're going to extrude this way. How far up? I don't know. And we're going to delete some faces once we do that. Delete. You're gonna select this face, and this face. And wait, are we gonna do this face? Maybe not that one. Yeah, give me a moment to see. I need to select the faces that I just extruded. And we are going to press G and Y to just move them back this way. So that's not glitching through. Or it might be something that I have to delete because I need these to go close to the window. Yeah, I need this to be like all up in the window. For real. I can see it better here. G and Y. We need this to come all the way as close as maybe like right there. Yeah, we'll edit this. Why am I doing this way? I could have did a different way and it would have been a lot smoother. But I didn't, so we have to improvise. E and Y. Control Z. Let me turn on snapping. E and Y. There we go. Now we have this. This is where the mannequins are. Now I have something that's surrounding them. We are going to have to give these, if we keep this, actually, we don't really need these faces. So let's remove them. If you want these faces, you can keep them, but just know you're gonna have to add thickness to them because one side of the faces will be invisible. So we're gonna delete those. That's a part of the exterior building that we would have to edit. Is that it? I think so. We just need to move these faces here. X, not X, I'm G. Turn off snapping, G and X. Move it to I'm gonna put a frame here so this won't even show. Or will it? What I need to do is create another loop cut so I can move this forward. But let's just get these two faces and just move them for now this way. I think that's far enough. And then after we've done that, we need to go in edge select mode. Get this edge and this edge. I don't know if this is gonna work how I want it to work, so we're just gonna try G and Y. Oh, I think it did. Oh, okay. Bet. G, Y. Let's move it in. So it creates some interesting geometry, which is fine. There's no window on this side right yet, correct? So save. We need to open up the windows. We're gonna leave that like that. Ultimately, when I do this actual MLO outside of like when in one of my live sessions, I'm gonna create this whole thing. This will be open, like you'll be able to see on that side, but not for this tutorial. This tutorial is strictly for how to create an MLO. Let's cut these windows open. How many windows? 3. I guess we can start with the one that's on this side, furthest to the left. What happened? think that's it. I think not. It's like way over there. Alright, what I'm gonna do is press G and Y. Does that, or I'm gonna have to move, what? It's okay, I'll move it later. Control R. Put that there. Control R. I think that's it. Can't exactly tell. Let me just do G and Y. And that should have done it. Yup. Control R. Okay, yep, that was fine. I'm gonna do Control R again. Maybe. Yeah. It's like there. Can't really tell, so I'm just gonna hover over this G and Y. Alright, and then we have one more. Control R. It's like here, I think. I'm just do G and Y. Okay, I guess it was lined up. And we need to do the bottom. Control. Can I do it from here? Boom. And the top. Control R. Control R. I think that was good. Alright. Now we go into face select. Okay, that was weird. Select all of the one. No. Select the window openings. Press X and delete faces. Alright. Now that we've done that, we can these vertices here. We're gonna go into bottom orthographic, go into vertex select mode, and then go into x-ray mode. And what we're going to do is select these. Should we select all? We'll select these first. I'm gonna press G and X. Turn off snapping. G and X. Like that. Let's do one at a time. G, X. And that might be enough. Hold on. G and X. What I'm doing it is like getting it from, stopping it from clipping into the wall. Look inside now. It still can be moved slightly. It can be moved some, but it's okay. This is all for learning purposes. Okay, that's good enough for now. We have to create our window frames and our frame for our door entrance, and then we need to check our face orientation. All right, I'm gonna check our window frames and our frame for our door entrance. So we need this window, that door. I guess we can start with these windows over here because we can just duplicate those. We're gonna duplicate all these anyway. Zoom out. We're gonna do shift. Actually, we don't need hide the building so we can see what we're working with. Make sure you are saving along the way. All right, so this is what it looks like. If you look around, you can rotate around. You can see what your mesh looks like. We are going to add a cube by pressing shift and A. We are going to do it in edit mode because this will be a part of what we are already creating. Don't click off of it. We're going to turn on snapping, and then we're going to turn on face select, and then we're basically just going to press G to bring it here so we can snap it to this face. I'm going to scale on the Z axis. I can't see. I'm turning on x-ray mode so I can see through this mesh. I'm gonna do G. I'm just gonna place it a little bit better to line it up a little better. I don't know if that's fully lined up or not, but I am going to do is come over here. I'm gonna select the front face and hold shift to select the back face. I do this so much. Actually, before we do that, select all the faces by hovering over and pressing L. We're going to scale it on the x-axis. Maybe about right there. We can adjust if needed. Hold on, let's just unhide the building. That way we can see how much adjusting we need to do. You can turn off snapping. Let us G and X, just move it out. We're gonna go on. I'm sorry if you can't hear me very well because I keep looking away from the microphone. We're gonna go on and inset these faces so that we can create our frame. So we press I. You press I to inset. So once you select your two faces, we're gonna press I, and then you can drag in to create the style of your frame, and then press X and delete faces. Now we can go in and select two parallel edges and press F, and you select one of those edges now that are on the end of the face that you just created, like right here, and then we're going to press F, and then it will fill in those faces for us. All right. Okay, I'm going to go into this view so that we don't have to worry about the materials. We are now just, making the frame. I'm going to go into face select. I'm going to press L, hover over the frame and press L, and I'm going to press G and X to move the frame into the window. It's slightly off. I'm going to scale it on the Z axis to make it taller, about right there. And then if I'm not mistaken, we do need to rotate it, so I'm going to press R and Z to rotate the frame because of the way the wall is set up. I'm going to look on the outside and you can see the frame. Go into material view so that we can see how this is made. So I'm gonna scale it on the Y axis, like quite a bit, and I'm gonna move it along the Y axis also. You see up here the frame, so I'm gonna scale it on the Z axis because we are a little bit too far up, just a little bit. And I'm going to move it on the Y axis again. And then I'm going to move it on the Z axis. I think that is good enough. All right, I'm going to go back into this view. Is it rotated too much? Slightly. So I'm going to rotate on the Z axis about right there. That's good enough. Save as we go. I'm basically going to duplicate these faces. If you don't have all of these faces selected for whatever reason, just hover over the frame and press L. And I'm going to press Shift and D, and then we're going to move it on the Y axis. And then I'm going to move it in on the X axis. It should be like almost perfect. Shouldn't have to do too much. Should not have to do too much to get this to fit here. Let's see, G and Y. So you're just gonna, take your time to position it how you need it to. How you need to position it. It is this one is definitely given. It's probably because of where this interior wall is positioned, but I'm thinking I need to scale it on the X axis. Scale on the X. So we can pull this thing out. So we're rotate on the Z. Okay. Put on mistake. Let me look at that one. Yeah, we can scale that back in on the X. For whatever reason, that's weird. GX. Why does it look like that? Hold on. GX. I don't know. Rotate on the Z. GX. Bring it out some. Not too much. Bring these faces. I'm going to press Alt to select these faces and click. And then I'm going to press G and X to just move those in slightly. And then I'm going to rotate these slightly on the Z axis. Yep. And then I'm going to save it. I'm just basically just trying to get it to match up as close as possible. Okay, I'm going to hover over this frame and press L to select all. And then I'll press Shift and D. And then we're going to move again on the Y axis. And then G and X to bring the frame in. And we're going to outside to C. Press G and Y to position this frame. G and X to pull it out. If you want, you can make this as flush to the wall as you want it to be. I just have my frames protruding some because of the way this is made. Yeah, we can scale it a little bit more, about right there. All right, we'll leave it there. Save. All right. We'll go back into material view. You'll see that we now have frames that we created to help us when we are lining up our MLO when we put it in the server. All right. So we need another frame. We'll take the initial one because I think it's the most, it's the one that we didn't alter too much when we first positioned it. We're going to press Shift and D, and then we're going to move it along the Y axis. We're going to press R, and then we're going to rotate it on the Z axis 90 degrees. Now we can press G and X to position this and go in the front. Our orthographic view, G and Z. Scale it on the Z axis. Actually, what I want to do is I'm just going to, it's so much easier just to snap it to where I want it to be. I'm gonna turn on snapping. I'm gonna snap it here, G and Y. Boom. Should we do Y? Control Z. That is not what we want to do. All right. I'm gonna press G and Y. Turn off snapping because we're not gonna snap just yet. G, Y. I'm just gonna move it closer so that I can see. So that I can see. G. Select the top face. Actually, I'm gonna move them over. G and X so I can move it over so I can see everything. Now select the top face and we're just going to snap it to here. G, turn on snapping, press G and Z, and then we can get this side of this face here. Actually no, let's get all of them and then press G and X. Okay, now that didn't give us what we wanted, so I really don't want to snap the whole face this side, but it is what it is. G and X, same thing. Actually, we aren't gonna snap these just yet. We're just gonna get them to be a little bit closer first. So turn off snapping, G and X, and we'll just move these over for now. Then select this face, and then hover over this wall, G, Actually, turn on snapping, then hover over this while G and X. And then we need to select this bottom face of the frame, hover over the ground, press G and Z. And now we can basically just let's select these back faces by hovering, by selecting one, pressing Alt. No, that's not how we want to do it. I think that did it. You have to hold Alt and then click like close to like the faces that are connecting, or click the edge maybe that the faces are connected to. Yep. Turn off snapping. No, keep snapping on, then turn on edge. Make it so that we're snapping to the edge. Hover over this edge, press G and Y. Okay, so just looking at this frame of everything. Okay, so hover over it, press L to select the entire frame, and we are going to rotate this on the Z axis some. What we need to do is, and I guess we're going to end up going through here. Select this backside because it doesn't really matter. Turn on snapping, hover over this edge, press G and X. Okay, we'll end up bringing this in some in a minute. Press hover over this frame. You really don't need these edges, these faces on this side. We don't really need the outside faces. You can create this frame however it suits you best. But nonetheless, let's just keep going. G, X. Actually, I'm gonna delete that face that we just moved, and then I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna delete it also. But what I'm going to do is take, I'm gonna attempt to combine these edges. That way we have a less to worry about. Merge at center. No, that didn't work. Merge by distance. Remove 0 vertices. I guess you have to merge the vertices and not the edges. Merge. I want to merge at last. And merge at last. This one doesn't have, which is unfortunate. Which is fine, but I really wanted to merge that with that. What we can do is this one and then this one and then merge at last. No, we're merging these, like, stop playing. Merge at last. And then I'll probably just have to get rid of that in general. So we're gonna take this, and then that. Merge at last. That way we're connecting the geometry and we won't have any gaps in the geometry. Same on this side. We're going to merge. Take this one and then that one and then merge at last. And then this one. And then this one and then merge at last. And that is better. Then we're going to go into face select mode, and then we're just going to adjust some of these faces. G and Z. Which is weird. That is weird. What is that? Oh, because I merged it. Merged some of those. I merged that one. G and Z. We'll just make it flat so that it isn't showing up a difference in the geometry. When you walk through the door, it'll be flat. G and X, like that. And because we merged that, it pulled it through right here too. Again, you can find out what works best for you and how you want to create your door. This is not perfect. This is for educational purposes and for you to learn how to create an MLO as best as you can. All right, so we'll leave it like that. Again, this frame is not perfect in any way. Look at it. It's a bit deformed, if I must say so myself, because of how we merged those vertices. It's a how do I say it? Very much so trial and error when it comes to creating, when it comes to modeling and creating. All right, that frame ended up not being exactly what I wanted it to be, but it's okay. I'm going to take this frame over here again, Shift D, Y, and then I'm just going to move it up. I'm going to create this frame for this window and rotate on the Z axis 90 degrees. Then on GX, move it over. All right. So basically just try and position this as best as you can. And then what we're gonna do is, I thought so. That's pretty much it. It's actually going to be smaller than this, but G and Y, yeah. So I'm going to scale it down. GZ, GY. Can definitely rotate it on the Z axis. Does it look like on the inside? You can come back through G, Y. That is strange. Okay. Scale it just a little bit. There. G, Y. Alright. And then on that side, we'll do is snap it to this face. We're almost done modeling this. G and X. Do the same thing on this side. Actually, if you can find the face, G and X. There we go. Then take this face, turn off snapping, and just move it some so that it's not too different. All right, save. And that is our model. We're going to hide the building so that we can see. We can go into turn off the material. We go back into object mode. And now you can just look at what you created. This front door frame is interesting, you know. It's not terrible, but it's definitely interesting, because that's not what I was going for, exactly what I was going for, but it's okay. If you don't like this to be like this, you can always delete what we did and just move the frame and position it again. Ultimately, I think it's better to just probably would have been better to just extrude the faces of the door in general, the door opening, and create the frame for the door itself. But yeah, but it's trial and error. You do whatever works for you. Here are our windows, our entrance, and our front window. All right, save. All right, so that's all for this video. Today we built out our interior. We modeled our interior. In our next video, we are going to texture. We didn't get to texture today, so we will do it in our next video. If you enjoy this content, if it was helpful for you, please leave a like on the video. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you're not new here, you're just hanging out to, watch the content and watch the tutorials, you may as well subscribe so that you don't miss any of my updates. All right, check the description box for the Discord link for additional help. You can join the Discord, and if you want to hop into the MLO course, which will give you tons of more tips, tricks, and insight on how to create MLOs on a more advanced level beyond the basics, then join the Discord, open a ticket to register. All right, I will see you all in the next tutorial. Bye.